I'm making a video. Can you close the door for me, please? What'd you say? Can you close that door? Because I'm making a video. Oh, okay. Thank you. Hey, what's up, family? So I trust that everybody had an excellent day, that was spent with family. Um, Everybody ate good and enjoyed some good vibes, with their loved ones. I know I did, but we kind of had a mishap, with my situation because I don't know, we from the new age and the new era, and everybody got together and we were so excited to see each other. Some of my family members I hadn't seen in so long, and you know, pretty much everybody know that I'm not with like celebrating holidays and stuff like that. But because we're all off, you know, and it's convenient for us to come together while everybody's all off and all out of school, then yeah, I'll make that sacrifice to, come together and, lend some good energy to, just enjoying each other's company. Shoot, just celebrating and. But we had a huge mishap. We had a huge mishap. Like I said, we were so excited to see each other. We had some of our, me and my cousins, we hadn't seen each other in so long. So we started eating, and in the middle of eating, it dawned on me. I was like, dang, we ain't blessed no food. We ain't said the first thing we was grateful for. We ain't done none of that. We just, I was like, we must be the new age heathens because we just started eating and tearing up. I mean, just digging in. So I don't know, man. We had so much fun. And another thing that really dawned on me was that, I'm more in line with spiritual type beliefs and traditions, ancient spiritual beliefs and traditions, whereas, a lot of my family is aligned to like, the more Christian beliefs, Islamic beliefs, and the beautiful thing for me was that we were all able to come together and none of that divided us. You know what I'm saying? We were all like, none of our beliefs, none of our faith, was able to stand in the way of the love that we all shared and were able to, celebrate together. So, anyway, that was super awesome for me, and I had so much fun. But it just dawned on me. I was like, well, shoot, we ain't blessed no food or say no prayers or nothing, but who we gonna pray to? Because everybody, kind of have their own thing, have their own way of honoring what it is that they believe or, are aligned with. So anyway, but it worked out. It worked out absolutely beautifully, and I'm just happy. So I pray that my beautiful family, my extended family, I pray that y'all had a beautiful and enjoyable, and a beautiful and enjoyable time with your families. You got to take some time out to unwind, to just de-stress, to laugh, cackle, smack, maybe spit a little bit, chewing your food like I did. So anyway, I just wanted to tap in with y'all. I missed y'all. I thought about y'all, over the past few days. And so I'm going to tap in real quick and pull some cards and get a message from our ancestors. See what the ancestors want, what kind of messages they want to pass on to us from the spiritual realm. I am pulling cards from the ancestor spirit oracle cards. So the first card that I pulled was giving us guidance to explore our creative side. Okay? And in exploring our creative side, what that does is you unlock certain gifts, skills, and abilities that are, hidden, that you never know you may have had. Like I would say, for instance, I took a crochet class, right? Child, I ain't never crocheted a day in my life. But when I took the class, I fell so deep in love with crocheting. Child, I didn't crochet me a blanket. I'm working on crocheting a shawl. Same thing with sewing. I never knew that I would be just naturally, have natural abilities to sewing and making different garments and stuff. But I started sewing and realized that, wow, this is really a skill that I have and I enjoy. Same thing with painting. I started, uh, doing watercolor painting and acrylic painting and drawing and all kind of stuff, just stepping out and things that I have admired from afar, like in museums and, just, seeing different garments that people would wear and, just different things that I had admired. I started trying my hand at these things and realized, wait a minute, I was drawn to these things because these are part of my loot lounge of creative gifts. These are part of my treasures that I'm uncovering. So the ancestors want you to start to explore your creative side. Okay? Because when you let that creativity flow, you are actually allowing the good energy to flow through your soul, I'm sorry, not your solar plexus, your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra is that feminine, masculine energy, that sexual, creative energy where you bring forth creation. Okay? You use that creative energy, and I promise you, you will raise your frequency. If it is such an excellent outlet. You know how sexual intercourse, you have an orgasm, right, as an outlet. Well, outside of that, you also have creative energy where when you create, you feel just as good when you're in alignment with your creative energies, abilities, skills, talents, and gifts. Okay? But you just got to tap in and explore. And you never know where it's going to take you. I tried my hand at gardening over the years, and I mean, absolutely flourished, loved it. You know what I'm saying? So just step out there and just, try your hand at different things so you can really get to know and understand what you're good at. Because guess what? Once we lock in and start sharpening and honing in on these creative gifts, guess what we can do with those now? We can use those in the spiritual realm to serve each other and or to make some money from them. Right? The ancestors like, girl, guy, tap into these gifts, child. Tap into these gifts that are lying dormant so that you can use them to make some bread. To make somebody happy. Make your loved ones happy. During the holidays, create something and give it to them. But make that bread. Make that bread, baby. So yeah, explore your creative side. Now the next card that I pulled was inspiring and encouraging us to connect with water. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about water, but I'm going to tell you what. Water is current waves, waves that move back and forth from the shoreline. Water carries current. It's a conductor, right? So I say that to say, when you encounter and interact with water, try to make that a sacred interaction. Sometimes when you open a bottle of water to refresh yourself or hydrate yourself, speak into that water. Because water is a conductor of energy, right? It carries currents. It holds information. So speak into your water. Command that water to heal and replenish, repair, restore, balance, renew, upgrade, your cells. Send love to your cells. Command the water to balance your mind, body, spirit, emotional energies. Okay? So that you got a good, easy flow. You're not all sporadic and chaotic and all over the place. Like, talk to the water. When you take your shower, command the water to cleanse your spirit, cleanse your mind, cleanse your emotions. Okay? All I'm saying is water is an excellent conductor of energy. Okay? You can program your commands and send them wherever you want through water. I like to, when I do my candle ritual, I like to fill up a pyro bowl kind of halfway so that I am co-creating with the energy of water and with the energy, So I'm co-creating with the earth element of water and the earth element of fire. Okay? So the ancestors are, guiding you to create a deep connection with water. And I know those that are in the Caribbean have the beautiful ability to just go to the river and take a nice little river bath, which is so sacred and spiritual in of itself. But those of us who aren't so lucky, we can still hold water as sacred. And when we come into contact with it, we can make that a sacred experience just by setting your intention for it to be that. Okay? Now the third card that I pulled, we saw this before. The ancestors are guiding us to connect with our spirit guides, to connect with the guides that are able to assist us from the spiritual realm to help us navigate in our physical experience. Okay? The ancestors are on that wave as well. But I will submit to you that there's a hierarchy in the spiritual realm, okay? And the spirit guides are closer to us. This is my feeling, that the spirit guides are in closer connection to us. And then on top of that is our ancestors. And on top of the ancestors are the orishas. And on top of the orishas are the archangels. And on top of the archangels is the Most High, source creator of everything. Source creator or source creators of everything. Okay? And when I say source creators, I mean masculine and feminine. Source creator also encompasses masculine and feminine energy. So I don't want to confuse anyone out there. So yes, we are still being encouraged to be open to connecting with our spirit guides. Look out for signs and symbols. Look out for different synchronicities that you might see while you out and about. When you driving, look at different license plates. If you see repeating numbers, look. That could be a message from your spirit guides. If you see a sign, a billboard or something with a message that sticks out to you, that jumps out at you, you're in the grocery store and you walking past something, or you hear a person's conversation and they say something in their conversation and you walking past and you just happen to hear it, but it is something that applies to you in a major way, look, the spirit guides are always trying to connect, trying to communicate, to be open. If you see repeating numbers 333, that means the ancestors are with you. If you see repeating numbers 444, that means you are protected. 1111, the universe is with you. You're doing something right. If you see an 1111, if you see an 111, you're doing something right. You're on the right path, on the right track. But be open to seeing, be more aware. Be looking out for these signs. If you see if you continuously see repeating anything, let that be, a sign that the spiritual realm is trying to connect with you. If you see, like me, I see repeating cardinals, butterflies, dragonflies. Like there's certain signs that and symbols that my guides send me. I get feathers. See how this native individual is wearing feathers? I'll be out in nature and just come across a beautiful feather, a big beautiful feather, and I know there's no other feathers around, just one feather sitting on my path for me to pick up. That's the spiritual realm. To just be open to the signs, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to be repeating. They want you to be able to connect the dots and realize that, oh shoot, yeah, the spiritual realm, I got some guys that's trying to get my attention. You know what I mean? And if you want to take it a step further, sit in meditation and listen. See if you can hear any messages coming from your spirit guides. If you're not a big time meditator, you can start off with 5-minute meditation. Just try to clear and quiet your mind. And if you can do 5 minutes without a problem, just bump it on up to 10 minutes. Then bump that on up to 15 minutes. Next thing you know, you be sitting and meditating for an hour with no problem. But sometimes it takes a while for the mind to settle. And your guides understand that. Your guides, your ancestors, the Most High, everybody. The spiritual realm understands the human, aspect of the challenges that we have sometimes. Of just being human. And that's fine. So yes, family, those are the messages that I got from the ancestors when I pulled these 3 cards to tap into our creative side, to connect with water, and to connect with our spirit guides. So again, I hope everybody is well. I thank you so much for joining me, especially if you stayed to the end. You are so beautiful, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. You already know that. I don't even have to tell you that. But if you feel led, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, share the video, and other than that, I will connect with you in the next one. Love you guys. Mwah. Bless.